Hi, so this is just going to be quite a short practice. This is quite gentle, slow flow. Well, it's not even a flow actually. This practice I have designed to do for anybody that wants to do a little mini practice before they jump straight into bed in the evening. You can actually even do this practice in your bed, and then once you've finished, switch the lights off and off you go into your dreamland. Obviously you don't have to do it at bedtime, but that's what I'm aiming for this one. So we're just going to start by just sitting cross-legged, if that's okay for you, whether it's on your mat, whether that's on your bed, entirely up to you. And just closing the eyes just to bring some awareness inwards, just taking a moment to yourself. Maybe you've had a long day at work, maybe you've had a busy day, maybe now is the time just to find a little bit of stillness for you. Just let go of anything that might have happened that's racing through your mind. I know it's easier said than done. But if we start to give our breath a little bit more awareness and focus, then actually some of those thoughts will start to settle down. If you usually work with intentions, take a moment to set your intentions before your practice. And then we're going to just start to tune into the breath. So if you struggle with your breathing connection, feel free to remove the hands from the thighs or wherever they are and put one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. This way you can feel the palms rising and falling with your breath. So nice big breaths all the way into the tummy. Feel that expansion, feel the chest lifting. And take control of that exhalation. Slow it down. Nice, steady breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Let's just take a few more. And by all means, feel free to stay with your breath as long as you need to. You can always pop me on pause for a moment until you're ready to continue with your practice. So those who are ready, we're going to start by taking your right hand to the side of you. Inhale, reach that left arm towards the ceiling. Find a nice reach first. And as you exhale, just gently bending to the side. Try and keep the opposite sit bone firmly rooting down to the ground. And if you feel the bicep starts to collapse in front of the face, maybe don't bend so deep. Roll the shoulder back and let that face shine through. Take the gaze up if that's comfortable. If not, you can take it straight ahead. You can always pop down onto the forearm as long as those sit bones stay connected. Then we'll inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale as you move your side bend to the opposite side. So you should starting to feel a little bit of a stretch through your intercostal muscles, those little muscles that sit between your ribs. Stick with those full breaths. Then just once more on each side, inhaling as you rise up, exhale as you bend to the side. Can you feel your tummy expanding with that big breath? And then we'll reach up once more on the opposite side. Inhale, back up to center. You can pop the hands back on the lap, wherever you feel comfortable. We're going to just start to make some circles with the head. You might hear lots of lovely noises going on. You might feel some parts that feel a little bit stuck, a little bit sticky. And if you do not like the sensation of taking the head all the way back, just roll your chin along your collarbone, as if you're moving the chin in a half crescent moon kind of shape. If you're okay to take the head back, then take your full circles. Make sure you move the circles in both directions if you haven't done already. And then we'll sit up and pop your fingertips to your shoulders and just start by lifting the elbows in front and just making some nice big circles with your elbows. You can start quite small and you can allow the circles to become bigger. Maybe your elbows meet in the middle. Maybe they're nowhere near, and that's okay as well. And again, just like the next circles, we're going to roll these circles in the opposite direction. How's the breathing doing? Still big belly breaths? Don't worry if you got a little bit lost in the breath, just bring it back. And then we're going to hug the shoulders up towards the ears and then throw them away again. Just do that a couple more times. Inhale, hug the shoulders. And again. Let's do one more. And then you're going to take your right ear to your right shoulder. And let your left shoulder just melt away so you feel a gentle stretch through the side of the neck. You can roll your chin forwards and backwards if that feels nice. If not, by all means stay here. You can always pop the hand on the side of the head to deepen the stretch if you like going a little bit deeper. But just be mindful of your body and only take it as far as it's happy to do so. Inhale back up. Exhale, take it to the opposite side. How does this side feel? Can you notice more tension in one side of the body compared to the other? And that's okay. Just want to find that awareness of our bodies, that's all. No judgment over ourselves. Inhale, back up. And then we're going to just bend the knees. Take the feet out, take the soles of the feet together and let your knees fall apart. So depending on how your hips feel, you could probably bring the feet in really close, but then if you feel like you're gripping and leaning forward and having to hold on for dear life, then let's just take these feet out a little bit further, give our bodies a bit more room. As you inhale, lift nice and tall through the spine. Now as we fold, we're going to keep the chin where it is. We're not going to start sticking it forwards, keep it where it's meant to be. Now when we fold, lead with your heart instead and start to bring your heart down towards your feet. We're just going to hold this Baddha Konasana for a few breaths. Maybe you can start to move in a little bit deeper. One more big breath here. Use your inhalation to come out. Then we're going to bring the knees together. We're going to start to come down onto our mat or laying down onto your bed if you're already there. So just coming down, you can control coming down or you can just flop down, it's entirely up to you. But once you're there, we're going to pull those knees into the belly. Give yourself a big hug. And if you can, tell yourself something nice about yourself. And if you can't, message me and I'll tell you something nice about yourself. And then we're going to take the forehead towards the knees, really squeeze all of that stay there that sits in the bottom of the lungs. And then we're going to take the head and the shoulders back down, take the soles of the feet to the mat. So we're going to just start by popping your left ankle over your right thigh. Yeah, I've got dirty feet. I've been doing my grounding today. I hope you have as well. And then we're going to take hold of the back of your right thigh and just hug that right thigh into the belly. So you can keep the right knee bent. You can extend it. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to keep it bent quite late. Be in bed soon, so I'm going to be a little bit gentler. So maybe rocking gently from side to side if that feels okay. But obviously the more you pull the knee in, the deeper this stretch is going to feel on the outside of that left hip. So let's just hold it here, find our breath. And then we're going to release the back of this right thigh. Pop the foot back onto the mat and then spread the arms nice and wide at shoulder height. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, we're going to take the knees to the left and turn your head to the right. And you're going to feel a nice side stretch through the right side of the body. So you could gaze towards your right thumb, you could close the eyes and bring your awareness inwards. And just really visualize filling all of that lovely space with a beautiful breath that we're drawing in. If that left shoulder is lifted, just see if you can try and let the left shoulder melt down a little bit further towards the mat. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to inhale, come back to center. Pop the left foot onto the mat. So the knees are going to stay bent here. We're going to take the feet hip distance apart. Heels are roughly just slightly out of reach of the fingertips if we was to move the arms back down to the side of the body. So make sure the feet spread nice and wide and really feel that connection between your bed and your feet, or your mat and your feet. When you're ready, we're going to lift into bridge pose. So as you inhale, slowly start to scoop the tailbone away from the mat and just peel the spine away, 1 vertebrae at a time. So we've got some lift through the hips, but we're also going for a bit of a lift in the heart center here as well. 5 big breaths. Feel free to come out sooner if you need to. When you're ready to leave your posture, slowly roll the spine down with control. Bring that tailbone down last. And then we're going to pop your left, oh no, we've just done that one, haven't we? We're going to pop your right ankle over your left thigh now. Encourage the knee away from you, because the more it moves away rather than hugging in, the deeper that stretch will feel. Then we're going to grab hold of the back of that left thigh. Again, you can keep the left knee bent, or you can find the extension if you would prefer to. If you come to this variation and holding onto the thighs, your shoulders are pinging away from the mat and they feel really tense and yucky, then don't link the fingers. Just take hold of the leg in a way that you can bring a bit of softness into the shoulders. So this is a really nice stretch if anyone suffers from that sciatic nerve pain. This can sometimes get right into there, so it's worth giving that a shot. Then when you're ready, popping that left foot back down onto the mat, arms back out wide at shoulder height once again. This time as you exhale, your knees are going to roll to the right and your head is going to roll to the left, and you're going to breathe into the left side of the body. Try and soften through the right shoulder. Check in with your breath. And just make sure we're not having a little crunch down on the jaw. Big belly breaths. Feel the expansion in the body that those deep breaths bring us. Last breath, and we'll start to think about coming up. Popping that right foot onto the mat. Bring those arms down to the side of the body, palms down. Inhaling as you lift the hips back into your bridge pose. Just going to hold it for a couple of breaths this time. 1, 2. Slowly roll that spine down with control. And then we're going to just let the knees fall wide now and bring the soles of the feet together. We're going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So you could maybe put one hand onto the belly, one hand onto the heart, find your breath. Or you might prefer to lift the arms over the back of the head and feel that nice stretch there instead. 3 more big belly breaths. 1, 2, 3. If the arms are overhead, we're going to start to bring them down to the side. Inhale, bring the knees together. We're going to just pop your right leg over your left as if you're crossing your legs at the dinner table. And then we're going to just hug these knees in towards the body. So if that feels enough, you can stay here. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, find the ankles or the feet and pull the feet and the ankles towards you. But at the same time, imagine pulling the feet out in opposite directions slightly. Slowly release the feet if you have them, and then change legs. Left leg comes over the right, either bringing the knees in or finding those feet or the ankles. I'm going to stick with the knees on this side. So just because we can manage one posture on one side of the body doesn't necessarily mean that we'll be able to achieve the same pose on the other side, and that's all right. Just work with what you have. Last breath. Now by all means you can hold these postures for as long as you would like to. We're going to release, hug both knees back into the belly, and then we're going to just reach the arms over the head and point the feet down towards the bottom of the mat. Take a nice full body stretch, maybe even a big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, or why not? And then you're going to take another big breath in. As you exhale, we're going to flex the feet and bring the arms to the side of the body. We're just going to do one more, but as I said, you can do as many of these as you like. Then when you're ready, use your exhalation to come back down. And then you're going to take your feet out slightly wider than hip distance apart. Roll the shoulders down away from the ears and put one hand on the tummy, one on the heart, and take 5 full breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. My dog's decided to start shuffling around right as you're probably getting into your comfy spots. So we're going to just continue to either stay here with the breath, or if you're ready to go into Shavasana or even off to sleep, you can bring one hand to the side of the body, followed by the other. Feel your body, feel your presence, and let's just end with giving thanks to our bodies for all that they do for us. No, you're welcome to stay as you are, but I'm going to just sit up to close our practice. You don't need to. So continue resting, working with your breath, whatever works for you. I'm going to bring our practice together to a close. Thank you for joining me. I hope you sleep well.